For tonight's chair yoga practice, I would invite you to put a sturdy chair on top of your yoga mat to ensure that it remains firmly planted and stable beneath you throughout our practice. 2 blocks underneath your feet can bring the floor up closer if you find that your feet can't quite reach the floor. I hope you enjoy this practice. I'm going to invite y'all to scoot forward in your chair enough that your feet can be solidly on the floor, but you still feel really supported. So if you cannot, if your legs are short like mine and I need to bring you something under your feet, let me know. I have a very long torso, very short legs. So if you will, take a comfy seat. You're welcome to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Just take some nice, easy breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. As you do, give some attention to how things are in your body this evening. And how things are in your mind this evening. And how things are with your soul this evening. Consider these words as we begin our practice tonight from Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. God has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their work. This is the gift of God, who has made everything beautiful in its time. Tonight, as you notice how things are in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, with your soul, just consider God makes all things beautiful in His time. That there is no rush for us to fix or change anything tonight. God's got it. And we will live and move and take our breath in Him, beginning with just some easy breath that matches our motion. So as we inhale in through the nose, let's reach our fingertips out toward the sides of the room and up toward the sky. And as you exhale, let them float down slowly and softly, letting your exhale last just as long as your arms move. And on your inhale, we'll reach up. Exhaling slowly and letting your arms float down, lasting just as long as your exhale. One more just like that, inhaling, reaching up. And exhaling slowly and letting your arms float back down. This time we're going to do it like we're driving a car and checking our rear view for a turn. So we're going to inhale, reach up. On our exhale, we're going to twist toward our left. And after your core twists, then add a head turn to look back over your shoulder like you're checking for a car in your blind spot. Inhale, come back up to center. Same side. On your exhale, sweep and twist, and then turn the neck to look. Inhale, come back forward, lift up. One more on this side. Exhale, twist and sweep, and then turn your gaze. And inhale, come back up to center, lift. We'll take it to the other side on our exhale, twist. Inhale, center and up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist. Back to center and lift. Exhale, let your hands float back down to the side. And we'll roll our shoulders a few times, checking to see how things feel. Perhaps you drop your chin towards your chest, still sitting up nice and tall. And rock your head from side to side. Bring ear in line with shoulder. Maybe rolling it through the chest and then back to the other side. If it's comfortable on your neck to take it all the way around, you're welcome to do so. Or just take these back and forth motions. But if you're taking the neck all the way around, let's take a couple the opposite direction too. The next time you come back to center, we'll pause. Tuck your chin just a hair as you lift through the crown of your head. On your inhale, we're going to take our feet just a little wider than hip width apart here. On our inhale, we're going to bring our hands up. And on our exhale, we're going to take a forward fold, letting our back stay long. Maybe your hands come to your feet or your ankles or your knees or your shins, whatever feels comfortable for you so you can keep your spine long. Really think about letting your head hang. On your inhale, let's come up halfway. So your tailbone is pointing back toward the chair. Your crown of your head is pointing forward toward me. One more nice long inhale here. Exhale, fold one more time. Let your spine be long. Let your head hang. Inhale, come up halfway, lift. And then slowly rise all the way back up to seated. Take your time. Roll your shoulders a couple of times. Maybe roll that neck a couple of times. We're going to take this strap that you've got. Got a little stretch in it to help us, but we're going to take it a little, I've got it a little wider than hip width apart here for me. You might start there and just see how that does. We're going to start just by inhaling and lifting our hands up in front of us. Exhale, take them overhead. And then let them drop back down. Inhale up and over your head. Exhale, come back down. This time, as you lift your hands over your head, I want you to notice your shoulder blades and see if you can draw them together. Your hands may need to come a little wider apart, and see if you can take that strap back behind you just a teeny bit. We're not going a long way, but really pull those shoulder blades together. And then release and bring it back down. Holding hands is entirely appropriate. It's fine. And back down. Just take several of these, and I want you to follow your breath. So your neighbor might not be moving at the same speed as you, but on your inhales, coming up, and on your exhales, coming down. And I want you to think about, can I keep my spine nice and tall, my neck in line, my head in line with my spine? We have a tendency when we start trying to do things with our shoulders to like make ourselves smaller. So, and feel free to take this as wide as you need to feel like you've got space, right? Especially if your shoulders are tight tonight. Well, I gave you a stretchy band. Couple more. Next time you come back to your lap, you can release that strap. Kind of wiggle, see how you feel. For our next set of shapes, I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see me a little better. We're going to inhale. We're going to bring our hands to our thighs or our knees, and on our inhale, I want you to tip your tailbone up and bring your collarbones forward, tip your chin upward, chest comes forward. On your exhale, we're going to tuck like we're turning into a little ball or we're hugging a tree. Chin comes down, shoulders roll forward, tailbone tucks. Again, with your breath. So on your inhale, make it your movement last as long as your breath. Inhale, coming forward. And on our exhale, we'll tuck. As you do, I want you to notice how you would describe the way that your body is feeling in this movement. See if you can describe it using words that don't invite judgment, but rather description. So you might feel stiff or lubricated. You might notice some pinching or some sliding kind of feelings. Rather than considering those good or bad, noticing that they are what they are at this time. And if you feel a little sticky someplace and you want to stay a little longer, another breath or two tucked in or with heart forward, feel free to do that. We'll take one more breath. And then ensuring that your seat is fully supported on your chair. Again, feet just a little wider than hip width apart. We're going to take a couple of turns, dropping one shoulder down and taking a twist. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, we'll drop the other shoulder, take a twist. So just moving that spine in yet another way. We allowed it to bend in a couple of different directions. Just another little twist, this time with that little shoulder dropping. One more each way. And then we'll come back up to center. Just pause a moment. Maybe you close your eyes or soften your gaze again. And just notice. How do you feel? In body, in mind, in spirit. A nice long inhale in through the nose. Exhaling fully. And we're going to bring, take a few just hip circles here in our seated position. So normally when we think about moving, we often think about moving from the spine. And I want you to think about moving from down a little lower. Taking some circles through the hips here. If it feels good, you can even add that kind of curve forward and back as you come through. And the next time you come to center, we'll pause and take our circles the other direction. We'll come back upright. You might want to settle yourself back into your chair. Make sure you feel really stable. We're going to take our strap around this left foot. So under the sole of your foot or your shoe, if you've got on a shoe. Totally up to you. So to begin with, I want us just to draw our toes back toward our face and press your heel away and really feel the muscles in your leg engage. Feel them turn on. Yeah. And mine's like, whoo, whoo, you have been sitting all day long. And then other direction, we're going to point our toe away from us. And this is just to kind of help you feel stable. It's not doing anything magical, right? It's just to kind of help you feel like you've got something to kind of press against there. One more each way. Heel presses away into that strap. Toes draw back toward your face. And then toes point away. Heel draws back towards you. Really think about a stretch through the top of your foot, right? So all along the top of that foot, up the ankle. And then we're going to take that strap just in our left hand, and we're just going to begin some very gentle swaying of that leg. So we're opening and closing. A little gentle motion. Depending on the way your hips are built, how flexible you're feeling this evening, you might have a lot of motion, you might not have much motion. But just notice where the edge of your range of motion is. Take it there, and then return. And what if we added that breath, right? Where we thought about it making our movement last as long as our inhale. And then last as long as our exhale. Release that strap. Give that leg a little attention. See how it's feeling. Maybe set it on the floor next to your right one and just notice how the two sides feel. And we'll do the opposite side. So taking our right leg in the strap this time. First, we'll draw the toes back toward us. Heel presses away. Use that strap for something to press into, and then we'll do it the other direction. Toes press away, heel pulls back, toes draw back toward you, heel presses away. Really feel that leg engage. Feel that core turn on a little bit. Toes press away. And then we'll just take those sways from side to side. This, by the way, is my favorite end of day with the strap from my robe while I'm lying in bed motion. Really nice. I don't know what it is, but my hips get all cranky and tight. I hold all my stress there. Take these little arcs with my leg while I'm laying on my back. Feels great. I lay on my back. Do the same thing. Feels great. Don't need any. I do. Mm-hmm. I just use like belt off my robe or whatever I got laying around. Mm-hmm. Your towel. It does not to mine. I actually like the movement. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Happy baby before you get up in the morning. We'll do it in a minute. All right, we'll release our strap. Check in and notice how you're feeling. How's your back feeling, right? Sometimes when we lift our leg, we crank our back to create a little motion there. So check in with your back, see how it's feeling. We're gonna do a couple of things just to turn on our core, build a little heat. So I want you to lift up your left leg and press into it with your hands. You're creating resistance here. Your leg is trying to push your hands away. Your hands trying to press your foot back down into the floor. Feel your core turn on. And breathe. That's what's hard, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, we'll talk about it. We're practicing, right? So release. One more each side. Little resistance. Not holding our breath. Breath is life. Gotta have the breath. One more on the right side. God breathed that breath directly into Adam's nostrils, right? Like, woo, we gotta breathe. All right, set them down. One more little hip movement here. We're gonna take our left ankle and cross it over our right knee. Like our mama told us we shouldn't sit if we were nice little girls, right? You know, we cross our ankles. I'll do this. All right. Man, y'all didn't get told them. No. We down here, right? Keep your skirt down. We didn't do this. Oh, yeah. I raised by my grandmothers. I had my parents and 2 sets of grandparents every day. We learned all those things. All right. So I was very. We're looking for a little sensation in the outside of this left hip. Yeah, feeling a little there? If you need a little more, look, Jan's already got us started. We're going to just lean it forward if you need a little more. And maybe think about pulling in your low abs and keeping your spine long if you need a little more. But there's no magic in leaning forward. What you want is to stay in the position where you get the most stretch, right? So I can dump all the way down and lose my stretch because my body will compensate. So I want to stay where I get good stretch. And for some of you, that's going to mean like your body will go way forward. Some of us, we just barely need to move at all. Find the spot where you get your good stretch. Yes. No pain, but stretch. Yeah. So, and sometimes I need to move in and out of it, right? Like if it's really a lot of sensation, maybe you move in and out of it a little bit. But we're looking for that sensation in the outside of that hip. We've opened it up this way. We've done some movement this way. We're just getting a little more movement this way. You might also play with what you're doing with this foot. The more flexed it is, the more likely you are to turn on that sensation over there. We do this, we lose it. Huh? Yeah. Noticing is a big part of it, right? What our body does, whether or not anyone else's does. All right, let's do the other side. Everything tonight, something you can do in your chair without having to get up and down off the floor. Still get a little movement. So on days like last week when it's icy, we don't feel like it, or the floor's too cold, or our body just doesn't want to get up and down. No, I know. With 3 blankets, that's right. 2 cats. Maybe you notice this side is really different than your other side. Maybe it feels very the same. They're both sore. Mm-hmm. When you're ready, you can come out of that. Maybe give each of them a little bit of a kick. And I really love an easy swing standing up, but we're going to take them seated tonight. Just a little gentle swing. All right. We are going to stand if you feel up to it tonight. If not, you can do this seated. We'll just do a little slight variation. So we're going to come behind our chair so that we have the back here that we can use. We're going to use it just to help our spine have a nice long stretch. So I'm just going to walk my feet backward and drop my head down between my arms. So my biceps or my elbows are alongside my ears. And drop my tailbone backward. And let my spine be nice and long. Might feel that stretch through your shoulders. You might feel it through the back of your legs. You might feel it in your low back. Or all of the above. If you're feeling unstable, walk your feet a little further apart. Just give yourself a little more stable base. Take a couple of big breaths here. And then we're going to bend just our left knee. So that right leg is mostly straight. Kind of think about popping that right hip out toward the side. A little stretch in the back of that right leg. And then we'll take it to the other side. Straighten the right leg. Straighten the left leg, bend the right. Hip pops out a little bit. Well, feels like it. It didn't really go anywhere. One more time back to center, just nice long spine. And then slowly walk your feet forward, coming back up to standing. And do just a little bit of balance since we have a support tonight. And since we've already done a little bit of work with the outside of our hips or our legs, you may want to stand with one hand on your chair. Yeah. We're going to start just by lifting our right, I'm on the same side as y'all this time, right knee up. Think about turning on your core just like we did when we were pressing into that leg. And really think about zipping up through the middle. and breathing. Maybe you want to challenge yourself, keep your gaze fixed. Maybe you want to challenge yourself by bringing your leg out to the side just a little bit. But notice when you do, did your hip want to pop out on the other side? Can you zip kind of back up to the middle? Turn on those core. Bring it back to center if you went to the side, and then we'll drop it back down. We'll turn to the other side. This time, left leg comes up. Really turn on your core just like you did when you were pressing into that leg. In fact, if it helps for you to put your hand there so that it reminds it, you sure can. You can always let go of your chair if you feel stable. Maybe you let that left knee rotate out just a couple of inches to the side. Really breathe. Bring it back to center. Let it drop down. Step it out. Great job. We'll come back to seated. It is chair yoga. We don't have to stand very long. So come back to your seat. A couple more poses, and then we'll take our final relaxation. So one of my favorites right now, we're going to inhale, lift up. Exhale, we're going to twist toward the left. Take your hand to the outside of your thigh or even to your chair if it wants to hold on there. And lift your left hand up above your ear. And then take a bend toward me. Well, toward your left shoulder, your right shoulder. Bend toward your right shoulder. I shouldn't call left and right this hour. Yeah? Come back up. We won't release. We'll do one more before we unwind from here. So we finally got it here. Inhale, left hand comes up. Bend towards your right shoulder. Feel that stretch all the way from your left sit bone all the way up through your pinky. And come back up. Come back to center. Shake it out a little. Do the other side. Inhale, lift up. Twist to the right. Take that left hand to the outside of your right thigh or to your chair. And then we'll lift those right fingertips up and take a bend toward our left shoulder. Rise up, but don't untwist just yet. And one more bend on your exhale. Inhale, come up. Unwind. Roll your shoulders a couple of times. I love that stretch. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we're going to forward fold. Let your spine be long. Hands can come to your feet or your thighs or your calves or the floor. Big breath. Slowly we'll roll back up. Roll your shoulders a couple of times. Maybe sway just a little from side to side. And then we're going to scoot back into our chair so we feel really nice and supported. That means for me, my feet have to work a little harder to get all the way to the floor. Maybe you let your hands rest on your lap. Pause and notice. How are you feeling? Notice the support of your chair against your back. Feel the contact between your glutes and your thighs and your chair. Notice if you're tensing and holding yourself up or could rest yourself a little more fully into the support of your chair. Feel the support of the floor beneath your feet. Of your thighs under your hands. Feel the cool breeze of the air against your nostrils as you inhale. Notice how it's just a little warmer when you exhale through your nostrils. And now notice what you can hear. Notice if there is a taste lingering on your tongue. Even if your eyes are closed, notice what you can see, maybe just the shadow of light and dark against your eyelids. Tune back in to all those things that you can feel. Cloth of your clothes against your skin. Maybe you can even feel your heart beating. And now, have a little lavender eye pillow for your sense of smell. You want to put it over your eyes and tip your head back, you can, or if you just want to settle it on your chest where you can smell it. A couple of deep breaths. And then I'd invite you to take any position where you could comfortably rest in stillness. Maybe this means you stay in your chair, or if you're comfortable getting up and down off the floor, you're welcome to recline on the floor. You need an extra little wiggle or adjustment, something that feels good to you, feel free to take that. And then begin to move into whatever position you've chosen for your final relaxation. Begin to deepen your breathing. Begin to deepen your breathing. Deepen it. No. Maybe begin to invite some small movement back into the body. A little wiggle of fingers, toes, maybe a rotation of wrists or ankles. Stretch or move in any way that feels good to you. Whenever you're ready, I'll meet you back in a seated position. You're welcome to stay seated on the floor if you took your rest on the floor. Made it back. Thank you so much, friends, for sharing your Tuesday evening and your practice with me. These few minutes of quiet peace in God's presence together. And may you allow Him to tend whatever is within you as you wait for Him to make it beautiful in its time.